Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. For years, Congress has played a significant role in authorizing nuclear sanctions on Iran, and I'm proud to have taken the lead role in what has been a bipartisan effort to pass a series of sanctions that more than anything else has been responsible for Iran's decision to enter negotiations on its nuclear program. Now, the legislation that Senator Kirk and I have drafted would signal to the Iranian regime that there will be more consequences if they choose not to reach a final deal. This morning, however, many of my Democratic colleagues and I will have sent a letter to the President telling him that we will not support passage of the Kirk-Menendez bill on the Senate floor until after March 24th, and only if there is no political framework agreement, because, as the letter states, we remain hopeful that diplomacy will succeed in reversing Iran's ability to develop a nuclear weapon capability in accordance with the timeline that the P5+1 and Iran negotiating teams have set for themselves, which is March 24, 2015, for a political framework agreement. But we also say in this letter that we remain deeply skeptical that Iran is committed to making the concessions required to demonstrate to the world that its nuclear program is exclusively peaceful by March 24th. The fact is that negotiators are now in their 18th month of talking, and senior administration officials continue to forecast the chance of reaching an agreement at less than 50-50. In the interim, Iran has breached the joint plan of action at least once and made a mockery of it a second time by trying to illicitly procure parts for the Iraq reactor in violation of UN Security Council resolutions. Iran is procrastinating because the longer the negotiations last, the further the P5 moves in their direction. We have slowly shifted positions during the last 18 months after dismantling Iran's nuclear infrastructure, the Iraq reactor, the Fordo enrichment facility, Iran's 19,000 centrifuges, to allow Iran to keep all those elements in some form while we settle for alarm bells that will tell us only when it's too late, when Iran has breached, and without prospective sanctions that are ready to be implemented. Our only option may very well be what some of my friends are worried about, either a military one or accepting Iran as a nuclear weapon state. Neither are desirable. At the same time, Iran has stonewalled the IAEA's access to key sites where weaponization activities took place. They are looking for, and seem likely to get, an agreement that kicks this most serious issue down the road to be addressed at a later date, after a deal is signed. I can't begin to understand how we would build an inspection and verification regime, or how long the agreement must last, until we know how far they've come towards building a nuclear weapon.